hammer at our usual spot. This thing started off in California, and I think it went through 6 states before it left the US and crossed into Canada. Now the packaging on this box is basically 1 tape around the top, 1 tape around the bottom. The box itself has a cut here, a gouge there. But I think the saving grace for this is that it comes in a gig bag. So I'm going to speed this up a little bit because nobody cares about opening the box. The gig bag fails are pretty nice. The best gig bag still came on the V66. Yep, that's a nice gig bag, 1/2-inch padding. Really nice to come with the guitar. Now this was special sale from the Monoprice eBay website, $136 Canadian, $25 shipping international, and I just couldn't pass it up. For a couple of reasons. It's white, it's got all maple neck, and I didn't really buy it because it was the single. I just bought it because it was white and a maple neck. Now the last Monoprice I bought was the black one. It was the HSS, which I modified with the pickguard. I'm hearing little clicks. Pots are smooth. Let's check the frets. There's some sharpness there, but no more than usual on a budget guitar. The neck is a satin. Feels pretty good. Feels like little rough spots on it, but pretty good. All right, let me check out the white. Back looks good. I'll get the reflection in the window. Front looks good. Sides, edges look good. Yeah, the neck joint pocket. Oh, there's a tiny little chip right in here. I doubt that I'll be able to show that on camera anyway. Let me reach for my glasses. Even without my glasses I could see it. Yeah, there's a tiny little chip off the white right there. Right in front of my finger where the shadow is. Right there. Not a biggie. The neck pocket looks pretty tight on both sides. We've got the standard die-cast tuners. Some tension on the strings. The saddles are pretty nice looking. Of course, they're all very high right at the top as usual. And I will likely need to change the set screws for shorter ones when I get them, when I get the action down. If you're looking at it from this side, this is a standard kind of action you get. It's pretty up there. So let's see in the back. Yep, standard tin block. Basic white thin. So this is kind of like the white version of what came on the Smigger. The bridge is very similar, except it's chrome. There should be some candy in there for the wiggle bar. The fretboard itself is very nice. Not a mark out of place on it, except for, well, I guess it's a wood. Right up here at the 15th fret, you can see that there's a tiny little dot above the dot marker, and that's a wood knot or a wood imperfection. It's not something they did. I'm very happy with the aesthetics. I've never had a Monoprice single, so I have no idea what they sound like. These are probably similar to the HSS pickups, except white covers. Tuners. I think to make them feel a little bit better, there's usually a little bit of stickiness when they haven't been used in quite a while. But what I found that I can do to make them smoother is take the button off, put a tiny little bit of lubrication down in here between the fiber washer and the buttons, and then tighten the buttons down, and that makes them feel a little bit smoother. Of course, my string tree preference is not those butterflies. There is zero marking on the back of the headstock. Not even made in China. It doesn't say that anywhere on this guitar. That's very unusual. So, alright. Let's take a look at the gig bag. See if there's any candy in it. Yep, I see some stuff there. And there it is. I've got the wiggle stick and a Monoprice cord and 2 wrenches. You know, for free to come along with the guitar, these are pretty nice gig bags with the padded straps. But the most important thing, of course, is the thickness of the padding, because that'll give you the best protection. These do not have the bumper on the bottom like the Onstage. But as free bags go, these are probably some of the best in the free bag giveaways. As I say, the one that came with the V66 was absolutely surprising as being sort of a hard shell gig bag. Okay, next step will be downstairs. See you there. Alright, I've decided to tune it up out of the bag before going to the bench. See if those pickups make sound. I'm sure they do. Some of you have seen my chair before. You know I have back problems. I need that kind of support. Good positive click. All right, let's tune it up. what we get. So, a little bit of trouble getting the tuners to work. There may be a little bit too much slop in these that I don't like. We'll see how it goes. Alright, 65 Deluxe. Back to the standard. What do we have? Bridge, full. Oh, up, okay. Everything's up now. And I don't know, this probably works for those. Let's see. I haven't stretched the strings or anything. Bridge, noticeably lower than the bucker in this position. Yes, and the lower tone does not work for the bridge. Middle. The pickups are quite far away from the strings at the moment. They're nowhere near spec on the bass side. Bridge is way too low on both sides. The treble side is close. This one is about the one that's closest on both sides, and this one is a little bit too low. Neck. That'll be better when it comes up. So 3 noticeable different tones from the pickups. 2, 1, 2, 4, 5, 6. Tiny little shift in the tonality there. Alright, so this tone is probably going to be there. Interesting. A little bit of silver paper from the back of the pickguard. Okay. So the way they've done the tones is bottom tone for the middle, top tone for here, so you can blend tones between these two. I guess you can add that in when you're on bucker, or in this position, number 2. You can modify the tone on this one to kind of help smooth out the between the two. Alright, it makes noise. I'm a little leery of these tuners. They're feeling a little too sloppy. We'll see if I can do anything about it, but I may have to change them out. But yes, maple. If any of you have watched my channel, you know I have a preference for maple fingerboards over rosewoods and fake rosewoods and stuff. But although I have a few guitars that have like an Indian laurel and some wood on a Harley Benton called Amphor something. It's really hard dark wood, and it's as nice to play with as a maple. So there are exceptions. Let's take a look at the nut. The nut is definitely plastic. It is cut high. The action over the first fret is high enough that I could put in one of my fender bones, which is probably not as tall as that, and will bring it down immediately before I need to shape the slots. So that's probably a good go. But yeah, it's not cut very badly. It's cut nice, and there isn't any debris left around the nut at all. So it's okay. If you got this guitar and you didn't need to or didn't want to do any of the manual stuff that I do with it, it would be okay. It's just a bit high, makes it a little bit harder to fret your open chords that you'd learn with to begin with, and that'll cause extra finger pain. It's about, I'd say, 3 times higher than what I normally get over the first fret. So the next step will be on the bench, and the bench work will probably be now all in part 2 as to what I do with the tuners and setup of the bridge, and what I do with the body will be I guess part 2. So thanks for watching part 1, and come back for part 2. Subscribe so that you know when it happens. Bye for now.